I started trading in 2015. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and I've won second place in an official trading competition by DOS Trader, public trading competition that took place, and the winners were invited to NASDAQ. I've also been invited to the New York Stock Exchange, and I've been audited and interviewed by multiple third-party platforms, including Business Insider, NASDAQ, Forbes, Entrepreneur, and many other reputable outlets. But I've also been through a lot of setbacks in my trading career. Some of my biggest trading losses have been publicly shared on this channel. Recently, I've also published a story on my life before I made it in trading. So what you're about to hear right now is 11 years of trading knowledge in one 15-minute video. The most important thing for traders starting out is it's not the strategy. A lot of new traders come in thinking that they need a strategy and the strategy is going to solve all their problems. But actually, the real thing is look at your financial situation and clean it up as much as possible. But you really got to look in the mirror at yourself and understand and be honest with yourself about your financial situation. First, you need to get your financial situation in order because it's going to cloud your judgment on many things. If you are behind in all your bills, behind on your credit card bills, and your credit cards have high interest, if you're in debt, you're not going to be thinking clearly. When you go to place a trade, you're going to be thinking they need to make money right away and that money will solve their problems. And this is the wrong way to think about it because you can't think clearly on how to make the best trades possible. For example, back in 2015, I was just out of graduate school and I got introduced to the stock market and I started learning. When I finished graduate school, I had a lot of student debt, and on top of that, I had a lot of credit card debt. The student loans, it wasn't enough. It didn't cover all my expenses, so I put a lot of expenses on these $1,000 or $2,000 credit cards, maxed them all out. They would be accumulating interest. It would be like a never-ending cycle of these credit cards. Having all that pressure as I'm learning and I want to trade, in this situation, you should not be trading with real money. You should be working on getting knowledge, working on your financial situation with the goal of in the future being able to trade money. What I did was I would drive Uber, these small credit cards that were controllable, I would pay them off one by one. So they were on the minimum payments first. You tackle all these smaller amounts, one win at a time. All these small wins stack up and another small credit card paid off. At least I stopped the bleeding. There wasn't all these crazy interests that's building up in a never-ending cycle. Your morale increases like, wow, I'm getting somewhere. I'm being productive. I'm taking care of this. It feels really good. On top of that, I'm building good qualities. I'm starting to wake up on time, see the market. Here in the West Coast, it was 6 a.m. So I'll wake up 5 a.m., watch the market. I don't got to trade it. I just watch it. Even if you're in that situation like I was, you can still study. You can still put in the time, but you cannot be trading until you prove to yourself that you are on the right path. You're developing into a new person. You're developing new habits, new routines. You're cleaning up your mess. And then once you've done that, got everything in order, then you can start to trade small size. Now you've earned the right to trade after you've developed all these new good qualities, good routines. Now you're thinking clearly to be able to trade. I'll drive Uber, 8-10 hour shift. As I'm driving Uber, I'm studying. I'm listening to audiobooks. I'll take breaks. I'll go to Starbucks and read books. So I'm getting my life in order. So all these small wins add up and I'm proud of myself. Like, wow, I did that. It's just important to tackle all the small stuff first and it'll boost your morale so you're driven, you have this goal, and you're going closer to your goals. It's a really good feeling as you're studying, as you're getting screen time. Constantly working 1% better every day. You'd be surprised after you look back after a 6-month period, 1 year period. It's important that you understand your situation. Everybody's net worth is different. Financial situation is different. For example, I started in my 30s with nothing. That's different than someone that's starting in their 20s, already wealthy, or they're just in college and they have no bills, they have no baggage. Everybody's life situation is different. Everybody's coming from a different place. I was digging myself out of a hole, so I understood I had to clean up first. If you're coming in with extra responsibilities like a family, kids, even a dog, you can't be comparing yourself to someone that's in their 20s that comes from a family that has millions of dollars. They blow up, nothing's gonna happen. See, for me, if the little bit of money that I had, if I blow up, no one is coming to save me. When you look at other people on the internet where you're learning from them, you have to always keep in mind that you are in a different situation and you have to be really honest with your situation. Can't compare yourself to other people that you don't know anything about. I had to be very cautious early on and I could not afford to make mistakes. Like, I might not be able to come back. I'm struggling to live as it is. If you're going through similar experience, maybe you resonate with this. But someone that parents can give them 50 grand if something happens, my parents couldn't give me 50 grand. Everybody's risk tolerance is different. Everybody's amount they're putting on the trade is different. And it's all depends on how you're coming in, not only your net worth, but also all your responsibilities. Imagine if you have kids putting the college funds to trade. If I have a big loss, loss, not only do I feel it, it affects my whole family. So this advice is so important because when I first started trading, I thought I'm really smart. I have a master's in architecture, and I was like, all I need is a strategy. Just teach me the strategy. I'll make money with this. If it's real, I'll make money. I realized soon, not long after, I'm like, this is going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to clean up my life completely. I can learn strategies, but I can't be trading these strategies until I have all this cleaned up. You come in with all this confidence that you can do it. If you don't realize that, you're going to be trading with real money, you're going to have real setbacks, and it's going to be hard to move forward because you lose 30% of your account or some big portion of your account early on. You're just going to be devastated. It just destroys your morale, and then you're not going to want to study. You're not going to want to put in the work. Let's say you have a family, your wife thinks you're gambling, but you're putting the savings that you had to trade with, now you're just losing it rapidly. You have to come in with the right mindset. This is going to take a while. This is a skill. This is a high performance job. It requires you to be thinking clearly. It requires you to be calm. It requires you to know a lot of knowledge. If you have all these other things going on in your life that are affecting your behaviors for trading, you need to address them. It comes down to being able to make the best decisions possible when the market is on, with the sizing, with risk. As you're studying and getting better with the information and getting the skills, you have to work on a lot of self-development. We as retail traders, we are taking all the risk. We are not trading like some hedge fund where you're trading someone else's money. They provide a risk manager for you and they give you the system to trade. We don't have that. We are our own risk managers. We are trading our own money, our own livelihood. We are in charge of everything. My second biggest tip that I can give you is risk management. And my definition of risk management is going to be a lot different of what you hear from others. A lot of people will teach you that you should risk 1R or 2R, a percentage of your accounts. The way I see risk is at this point in your trading career, what you can recover within 2 or 3 days. Whatever you can recover within 2 to 3 days. Whatever that number is for you, you really have to know. You really have to do a deep reflection, look in the mirror, and be really honest with yourself what that number is. When I started, my risk is going to be what I can recover within 2 or 3 days of driving Uber. So I felt confident that I can recover within a few days as well. If I have a loss, I can recover that in 2 or 3 days. You know, if everybody has their stop at the same level, for example, if everybody stops out, let's say at the pre-market high, and this person, Guru, the leader of the group, has a $10,000 loss limit, and then the smaller trader has a $500 loss limit. You see other people do it on the internet. They're risking 2% of their account and you're risking 2%. First of all, the $10,000 max loss of the leader of the group, he's going to feel that differently. Maybe it doesn't even matter to him. He has so much money coming in from the services. It doesn't even matter for him. Now, the person that loses $500, he has a small margin account just like I did and has to drive for 5 days in Uber to make that back. It's completely different and he has no other stream of income to come in and support that. Because if you take a big setback, you're not going to want to wake up in the morning and study more. You're going to suffer and then you're going to want to escape more than actually put in the work. You don't have to have a major setback to find this out. A lot of times the lesson is not worth the cost. You want to get the lessons at small cost or no cost. That's why find out what that number is for you within 2 to 3 days where you can recover comfortably. If we lose sight of that, this is how you see traders snowball bigger size while not fully understanding the risk that they're putting themselves into. If something were to go wrong, how much time would it take to recover this? It's something all traders go through. I've been through it myself. Our account sizes are changing all the time. Our net worth is changing all the time. Our life situation is changing all the time. So remember, it's what you can recover within 2 to 3 days. That's why it's important to trade small in the beginning or just paper trade, watch, get screen time. That's how you're going to be able to grow. Just like the professional traders at a firm. They don't trade live money right away. They shadow other professional traders. They're given a blueprint. I actually started out as a long trader because it takes more money to be able to short. I had less than a margin account with Interactive Brokers before I had the margin account. $500 account, cash account. All you can do with the cash account is go long. Even though I knew there was pump and dumps to short, in the meantime, I was practicing going long because it was very low risk. And I would buy such small positions and I would try to experience from the other side, long the best I can. That was good practice. I was learning everything about shorting. I know how longs feel in a trade when I'm short. I know how shorts feel in a trade because I've been there. I've been on both sides. I've experienced it. So this advice has worked great for one of my top students that I'm mentoring, Cameron. So Cameron, when he started, he was just longing while learning what I have to say about the short selling side. He was absorbing it as a long trader. Like a sponge, open mind, He knows how I started on the long side with a $500 account. He has such good enthusiasm the whole time. He shows up to all the webinars, asks good questions. He journals all his trades. He has daily report card. He's doing monthly reviews with me. Eventually, a year passes. He opens up a short selling account. He has all this knowledge. He's doing everything right. I want to highlight with Cameron that he also had no rebuttals, just followed the blueprint as it was. Just an absolute sponge. Coming in with that mindset is so important because there's some traders that come in, they think they know. With my top students, especially someone like Cameron, he comes to my trading office, calls out trades, he learns, we discuss trades in the City Club right across the street. We have breakfast there, then we come back to trade. We review trades afterwards. I love opening my doors to people, to students of mine especially, that are just live and breathe this stuff just like I do. And my students are literally shadowing me, and that's how they grow. These days, tools are so essential. When I started out, everything was kind of a mess as far as trading tools, but now in the age of AI, we have more tools than ever, more good tools. For example, I use Ask Edgar to find out hidden dilution and deep dive fundamentals, especially in small caps. We have dilution tracker as well, so now we can cross-reference. For scanners, I use trade ideas, filtering stocks out. I can block out all the Chinese stocks, all the Asian stocks, all the Israeli stocks. We can really leverage this stuff to work for us if we have the knowledge. First, you have to prove to yourself that you earned the right to trade with good tools. When you're ready to take your trading to the next level, I really recommend using a reliable broker, a trusted broker like Cobra Trading. Cobra has a rebate route that I love to use, RAB25, saves me a lot of money on rebates. They also provide a lot of tools with Cobra Prime. Most of the tools that I mentioned, such as Ask Edgar, Trade Ideas, Dilution Tracker, included, and it saves a lot of money on cost. Great broker, great service, great people. I love Cobra. So now that I've highlighted the most important lessons coming from my experience, if you want to get into the trading strategies I use, the pre-market rules, the stock selection, the pre-market scanning criteria, click this playlist over here to learn everything for free. Like if you resonate with this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm David Capablanca. See you on the next one.